welcome to episode number deuces for Geek Responsibly. I'm Bridget with
Jenna,
and we're going to be covering a lot of things today, and I say deuces because that's going to be the number one.
Thank you everyone who is downloading, sharing, and following this podcast. We appreciate your feedback. What Bridget said is she's gratitude whatever, which I think she meant she was super grateful for all of the things that we've been hearing from you guys, and I would love for you to keep it up, and we can't wait to continue bringing you more and more awesomeness.
No, for real though, we are truly just so happy to get the kind of feedback that we're getting, and huge shout out for everyone who assumes my name is Bridget with an extra T-E at the end. You all make me fancy, and points to everyone. So thank you guys for that a lot.
And I just wanted to let you guys know that I was so excited. I think it was yesterday when I was talking to Bridget on the phone, and we were collaborating for this podcast to figure out what we wanted to put on the outline. And she asked me a question, and there's a long pause.
There's
an extremely long pause, and I think she even was like,
"Are you there? Bro, did you hang up?"
I actually was so excited that I was trying to talk and at the same time drink water that I literally almost choked and died. I had to stop and figure out that, okay, I need to swallow this first and then continue conversing. And so we just laughed for a while.
Yeah, she literally, when she finally came back to me, she's like, I almost drowned. Legit. So it was pretty funny. So we've been really excited. But yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah, pretty excited for episode 2. I think we got a lot of stuff going on. We are actually recording this one right after E3. And that kind of brings us to what we want to talk about first, which is E3. And our top 3, because we want to kind of get that to you guys as well. But before we get to the top 3, I wanted to mention my disappointment in E3.
It was extremely disappointing. I would have to say that the publicity wasn't as hyped and exciting as it has been previous years. There was a lot of things that I missed and had to try and backtrack and catch up on, and by the time it was already Tuesday, I was like, did they already do everything? What's going on here? Did I miss all of E3?
Yeah, I do feel like that I knew it was coming, because every year, I watched it last year and I was super hyped, and I'm an adult, so I have to work, and I'll listen to it while I'm working, and I'll tell my employees, don't talk to me, shut up and don't talk to me, so I can listen to all the stuff. But I felt like they did all the conferences over the weekend, and I really was talking to myself saying, am I watching these conferences and I'm missing something? Where are they gonna, when are they gonna announce the new stuff that I didn't know was coming out? I felt like I knew all the stuff they were going to cover, so I wasn't really surprised, and I was like, well, and it just seemed like a smaller amount of games coming out this year. To be honest with you, I thought there was going to be a lot more boom, we weren't telling you about this one, and here it is. But instead I was like, well, I already know that's coming out, and I'd like to, I was kind of hoping there was something else. I know Uncharted.
Or they showed us some that were coming out later, Kingdom Hearts they had, Elder Scrolls, I was like, I want those.
At least Kingdom Hearts had a release date. Elder Scrolls were we're working on it, and they didn't have anything.
And the teaser trailer was garbage.
Yeah. But, despite it being, to me, a disappointment, just because I just felt like there should have been more. At least there were some highlights. So the top 3 that I really enjoyed seeing was Cyberpunk 2077, which you were mentioning that too. They are the same company that makes The Witcher, and the little bit of the reviews I was listening to was saying that it was going to be kind of like that. So with The Witcher being so expansive and with all the quests and everything you can do, I kind of dig the idea of having that in a setting of it being like a Blade Runner kind of feel, and with everybody having cybernetics. And I think as you go through it, you modify your body to get different guns and whatnot. So I'm kind of excited about that one. Death Stranding, mostly because I don't know what the fuck that's about. I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh yeah, he's a glorified UPS man. He's tracking all this shit. We see that baby tube thing and then that girl eats a grub at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I don't know what's going on.
So like, even if I don't buy it right away, this bitch is totally going to watch a playthrough, and I might still buy it anyway after that because I don't know what the hell's going on. It's going to be really weird, which I'm kind of excited about. Something new, something different.
Something. And we were kind of talking about it where they were talking about some zombie games, and I kind of mentioned that I'm kind of sick of zombie games. Not that they're not great or whatever, but they just zombified everything. And to finally have storylines and things that aren't related to zombies, like Cyberpunk is going to be really cool, as well as the just different aspects. It almost reminded me of like Altered Carbon. Yeah, which I love that show. You guys should definitely watch it. What's your third one?
My third one is, well, it's a tie because for me it was Fallout 76 because it was something new, and I haven't really played through the rest of the Fallout I'm working on now, but I like the idea that it can be co-op and you can atomic bomb people. So you can play with friends, but you can also play offline.
Because that was one on my list too. But I'm a little nervous because I don't know what they mean by co-op. Is that going to be something similar to Call of Duty where you're playing co-op that way? Or Halo? Because I'm kind of done with that. I want to play the whole game together with someone.
Yes and no. So I think from what I'm gathering from it is they're doing like smaller private servers, and it's the apocalypse, so you're not going to be on a server where there's thousands of people. You're going to be on a server where there's a few dozen. But they are making it a PvP world and not a PvE. So the people who don't know what that means, PvE is player versus player versus player. Sorry, PvP is player versus player. PvE is player versus environment. So they're making it that, not every survivor in the apocalypse is going to be your friend. So if I feel like just murdering you for no reason, I can do that. Which is awesome, but also sucks because I want to play Fallout and, not have to worry about other players. But even if you're playing solo, everything else is against you. So it's really no different. It's just people who want to be fucking trolls. And they're giving you atomic bombs. So you can find codes. You can get all the codes and then you can bomb somebody. And they have to restart from scratch. I don't think their character does, but if they had like a foundation or like that settlement, they'd have to restart. So I was thinking that one, but my close second for me was also not necessarily from E3, but they did mention Battle for Azeroth. But I already knew that was coming out because I already play World of Warcraft, and it's coming out in August. And I'm really excited about it because I'm all about the trolls. Master Race, amazing, so excited. But everything else from E3 that I liked tended to be a remaster. It's like Resident Evil. You were talking about zombies. It's been done. They're remaking it. Anything that was like Dead or Alive 6. So stuff that I
talked about, like Left 4 Dead 2. There was something similar that was coming out.
Yeah. So it's the stuff that I'm excited about that's not brand new is either remasters or they are franchises that I have been waiting for a while. So Dead or Alive 6, Soul Calibur 6 is coming out. Redoing the Spyros, Kingdom Hearts. I was pretty excited for Halo, but mostly because they showed Master Chief, and I used to play that a lot, and then when it wasn't Master Chief, it didn't feel like Halo. Yeah. So there were, again, lots of pros, but like not lots of pros, but lots more cons than pros, and I was just kind of wanting to see more new games, more different kind of things versus remakes. Though I am still waiting for the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I currently haven't seen anything come out about it at all. And I was kind of hoping for a gameplay trailer or something, and nothing happened with it.
Yeah, one of them, because I had the other ones, Fallout 76, Cyberpunk 2077, Assassin's Creed. That one is going to be awesome. It looks like it's going to incorporate relationships.
Which I didn't see anything about it yet.
Well, and I have no idea. So I read about it, but again, the internet lies, but not us. So if you're listening to us, we don't lie. But with Assassin's Creed, I'm huge in The Sims. I have played The Sims 11 hours straight, even days on end, and have to pull myself off of the couch to go to go do anything. But if I get all the games that you can try and date people, but I never get a partner.
Can we just dive really quick? I don't understand what your obsession is. Okay, well, I kind of do, because I'm Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and if I can romance the fuck out of somebody, I will. But
and if it's like that in Assassin's Creed,
further. Okay. So I'm curious of what is the
Who damaged you?
What is your god complex?
Okay, so I did think of that once.
Hashtag no offense.
Hashtag no offense. Hashtag we love everyone.
She's hashtagging with her fingers.
Oh yeah, you guys can't see that. I was looking at the microphone and actually going hashtag. But I actually was playing Sims, and I thought about it once because I was playing it. Somebody was really irritating me, and they were at my party that I was creating, and so I put 4 walls around her, and with no doors, and just let her sit there and pee herself and cry, and she died. Because she was irritating me, and I think she was also hitting on my boyfriend at the time.
Your Sims boyfriend.
My Sims boyfriend, yes. Well,
does anyone else hear this crazy, or is it just me? No,
that's crazy. Oops. Moving on. So let's go ahead. So that's E3. Unfortunately, it was kind of a bust, but still, video games are awesome, and I hope they continue bringing out more and better games that are going to be different and edgy. So let's go to the next topic.
So the next segment that we want to talk about was lady parts in the geek world and how we feel about being female geeks, essentially.
Lady parts in the geek world.
Yeah, well, there's been some interesting experiences I've had growing up liking what I like, video games or whatnot. And it's just kind of like, I mean, what have you experienced growing up from even if it's like back in middle school, like if you were just starting to kind of play games or it was just something you were like, or even reading books, like what kind of experiences did you have from other kids or adults, or like pros, cons?
I feel like growing up, I didn't get a lot of people saying things about me playing video games or reading. It was just something that kids did. Once I got in, and I don't even think middle school I really had... I think I was just kind of a loner anyway. I
was going to
ask,
like, did you have
we had that core group of friends, but we didn't play video games at the time. We played we played books.
We played books.
So maybe this is why I have an obsession with books, but we had tiny little book clubs. Mm-hmm. And our parents would drop us off at the mall, and that's where I got my first book of Harry Potter, because we'd go to the Walden Books, which isn't even around anymore.
Yeah,
and I would pick up my book with my besties.
Is Walden's just an East Coast thing, though?
It was in Wisconsin.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I think I had a Walden's. Maybe.
Oh, Walden's or Walden Books?
Walden Books.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's gone now.
Yeah, along with all the other ones that... the only ones there is Barnes & Noble. But I didn't have anybody really saying anything. I mean, again, we weren't really that... It was such a small school. Like, I went to a school that had 25 people in my graduating class for middle school. Whoa. When I went to high school, is a whole different experience. Then I was looked down as, okay, this girl is weird. She says weird things. I wore like thrift clothing. Like I'd go thrift shopping all the time, and I would wear rainbow things. And my hair was at one point like cut into this weird pixie cut with like pink dye in it.
Do you have pictures?
No, yes, I do. I think maybe I'll show you. I do know where they're at. I'll show you.
I'll show you my Quasimodo photo. If you show me that.
Perfect. Reminiscing. But I think what we were kind of talking about is our experiences even now. I get, oh, you don't look like you game, or you don't look like you're a gamer. People just saying, like, getting caught off guard because I say, oh my god, did you guys see that new Halo or that new comic book that came out? And then people...
They give you that face.
Even if they're geeky, and you can tell, they're like... I hang out and only do this one thing in my basement or wherever it may be, which is cool. You guys keep doing that. But they look at us like, whoa, wait, she's talking to me? 1, 2, I can't believe she's actually interested in the things and knows what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Because if we can hold our own in a conversation, I get looked at like, wait a minute, it almost is like one of those kids that's like, I'm going to step into this puddle, you know, but like I don't know if it's going to kill me. But
how does that make you feel though? Like when I
feel awkward
because if I have that conversation, I've had people. So when I meet clients all the time, and I've had people come in and I'll find out that one of them really likes gaming, and I'll like, hey, because my whole job is to get close and kind of know people and have them know me. So if I have a client come in and I know that they like to game, I'll mention it. Like, yeah, I play video games and everything else. And they drop that line like, oh, wow, you play video games? You don't look like you play video games. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean? What do you have to look like to play video games? What were they expecting? Do you need to look a certain way to play? Am I not allowed to play because of that? Is it like a weird... it's just weird to me that people would even say that. And it makes me kind of uncomfortable because I don't know what to say to that. Thanks? I'm offended.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
And I think that gives us that area where there was the unicorn. So back in, I think it was 2013 or 14, people started talking about the unicorn. And I was trying to figure out what that meant. And it was a hot girl who was interested in like geeky, nerdy stuff or played video games. And so a lot of people would tell me that I was a unicorn.
We hear that a lot at GameStop.
Yes.
Especially because our coworkers would talk about that a lot. And we're like, what the hell does that mean? Like, it's really weird.
I totally have to I had to look it up. I was like, what's a unicorn? I think that's right when Urban Dictionary came out, too. So I was like, what's a unicorn? If you guys look it up, it's totally on there. At least from what I last saw. I don't go on Urban Dictionary much, so.
But it's a weird thing, because that, like, popped up. The unicorn thing popped up. But the problem I have is the whole, you don't look like a gamer, which is a little offensive, because I don't know why that makes a difference. But at the same time, you have this when you're playing online games, or you're playing multiplayer stuff, and you do the mic, where I'm getting chewed out for no reason.
Yes.
Well, I'm, like, a child, a gay person, a ugly girl. I've been called all kinds of shit on the mic to the point where when I do game, I won't mic unless the person knows me. Or back in the day when I don't know if they still do it.
We mute everyone.
Well, not mute. You could mask your voice. There was like a voice modulator that changed. I think it's still on the PlayStation 4. You can change it to make your voice deep and modified so they won't know what sex you are. Because I had people
That's terrifying.
Oh, it was so fucking fun.
That does sound fun,
like
but at the same time, I'm like, I'm pretty sure everybody probably does that then, and you have no idea who you're talking to.
But it's fun if you want to do the line of "I'm gonna butter your bread," like stuff like that. But like, it was to the point where I would
bend over and touch your toes.
But it was to the point.
I'm gonna show you where this wild goose goes.
But like. But it's to the point. Okay, but it's to the point where like I can't play games without the modulator because people will really like they fucking attack you.
Yeah, I got that as well. I would get on to the mic and I would say something like, "Hey, there's somebody behind you," and even a 13-year-old would be like, "Shut up! When's your bedtime?" I'm like, "What? I'm a 28-year-old female. No, you're not. Boo." I'm like, holy shit, I want to like stab you, you little shit.
Yeah.
And then he's dropping like all these words and I'm like, where is your mother?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a teenager or not, but I did have this guy and I wasn't talking shit because I don't care to do that, and I was playing SOCOM.
Yes.
I fucking love that game.
I remember you used to play that all the time.
So good. So played SOCOM, and it was at the end of the match, and I think you can chit chat before. And I was like, "Hey man, good game, guys." And like someone was asking, like was talking to me and said something. He's like, "Oh, I bet you're gay. I bet you're gay." I'm like, "No, I'm a girl." And he's like, "Oh, I bet you're ugly." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." Like I don't understand why that kind of stuff comes up. It's just weird shit.
That almost makes me feel like with people saying those types of things, then females, one, either will stop playing.
Yeah.
Or they get really... So I think it can go a couple different ways. They can stop playing, which is sad, because girls should be able to play.
Yeah. And
that's kind of how you stopped. You stopped using your mic. I don't even have a mic anymore, because I don't care to deal with that. Then there's those that get really tough and just fuck people up.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
My cousin.
Because I'm jealous and I wish I was that. But then there's also those that may actually go into trying to show people that they're like a girl, which could even be even more degrading. They're like, "Oh no, see, I am a girl." Like,
they want the picture. I wonder if they almost...
That goes to nudes. So what is the things that guys have asked you, or gamers have asked you?
Oh, we're already to this part.
Yep. On video games, What is the weirdest shit or whatever you've come into that guys ask over the internet?
So the main one, let's say the opener, is let's talk about ASL. That's the opener. Not even asking for your name, not even a hello. A-S-L. Whether it be on instant messenger, whether it be in DMing, whatever it is, age, sex, location, because that's all they care about is how old you are, what sex you are, and where the fuck you at. Like, it's weird. That one's also weird. Yeah, that's a weird one for me. I really, because of the mic situation for me, when I was modded, it wasn't too much of an issue, and I didn't worry too much about it. But when I was playing Final Fantasy 11, which is my cocaine, I'm going to tell you this now. Like, I had to take that off my computer. I had to throw it in I can't have access to it because I'm just like, I'm tapping my arm like heroin. Like, I need it. It's insane. I love that game. But we didn't have mics or Discord at that time. And we had link shells and you could chat. And you could also chat. It was like an auto language because it was cross-realm for America and Japan. So I usually just did the auto stuff so everyone assumed I was Japanese. Because I didn't actually type. It would just autocorrect into whatever it was, and you'd be like, hey, would you like to party? That kind of stuff. But I ran into this guy, and we were playing the game for partying, and he was really nice, and we were chit-chatting and everything, and I'm assuming he assumed I was a female, or that finally came up. And I was like, yeah, no, great, everything. And he starts giving me money on the game. And I was like, oh, thanks, I don't need this, but thank you. Like, it's very nice of you. And then he started getting really shitty, and he was saying other things. And I mean, again, this was years ago, so I don't remember a lot of it. And to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm going to block you on my list. Please don't talk to me. Take your money back. This is really weird. And he started calling me a whore, a skank, blah, blah, blah. Like, all this shit. Like, apparently I was some horrible bitch skank thing. And then he gets blocked, kicked off the game. And the last thing he ended up doing was sending me, like, 150,000 gold. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was the weirdest thing for me. And I've had, like, link shells where you're texting people and they kind of give you too much information. Yeah. And they give you a lot of their life. So I had a lot of people would tell me about their breakups and girlfriends and all that stuff happening. And I'm just like, I'm uncomfortable. And I'm trying to, like, moonwalk out of the room going, I don't know what to do. This is weird.
Nick style.
Yeah, Nick Miller style. So,
Nick Miller!
So, like, that was kind of that. It would be people asking, like, instantly asking if you were a girl. And if you were a girl, they wanted to try to be friends with you. And if you're like, no thanks, I'm good, like, you're trying to be polite. And then they automatically flip, like, a switch. And, like, well, you're a whore and you're ugly anyway. It's like, you don't even know what I look like, but thank you. Like, thanks for being an asshole. Like, it just makes me want to... It made me play a lot of MMOs by myself. Yep. It made me just go solo. I'm like, I'm just gonna... So when I transitioned from Final Fantasy 11 to World of Warcraft... I'll be honest, a lot of World of Warcraft stuff I only did by myself. Yeah. Or, like, I was dating and married, dating my husband at the time, married now, but I would only play with him. And it would just be, like, me, him, and maybe another friend. Or people I knew. And even then, even now, I still don't go on the mic. He'll be on Skype talking to our friends, and I usually don't talk, because I just wasn't... Well, and you're in the room, so it can kind of... translate behind you, or he can say something. I'll still type. There's just times where I just don't. A lot of the MMO stuff, like I want to really get in a Discord, and I like doing the podcast with you is actually really nice because I don't ever do this, so it kind of gets me more comfortable. And I mean, it's like I almost want to dip my toe and go, "How is the world now? Is it any different? Like, are people humble? No, they're not. I'm sure there's still those 13-year-olds ready to fucking cuss you out." Like, I just don't, I don't understand. Is it a Napoleon complex? I don't know. I feel like they're like little kids like, please give me a gun. I'm going to shoot you. I just don't have the armor for it. Like, it's going to hurt my soul. Like, having that little kid's like, you fucking suck. I'm like, I know. But I also think, too, it's like that complex. I just can't see black and greens very well. I can't shoot in Call of Duty. But I think it's, I fucking suck at Call of Duty. I do, too. And side note. I like Halo because they're red and blue. I'm like, I can see you. I still can't shoot you. I was like, side note, Call of Duty or Black Ops 3 is for free right now. Oh, really? For E3, they have it, like, on the PS for free right now. Side note, in case you guys want to play that. Plug! Yeah. plug. PS4 is not sponsoring us. But, like, I kind of get it, too, because when I was younger, I was that kid when I hit 13, 14, I'm going to sit at the back of the fucking bus, and I'm going to swear with the big kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like it's like that, but it's it's just so much more bigger now because you can do that. And you can go online, you can play Fortnite, and you can get into teams, and you can just let it rip because you're a cool kid.
Yeah.
And you're back of the bus kind of thing. What kind of experiences have you had?
Well, I must say, I've had very similar to what you've had. There was one also when PS4, or I think it was PS, it was just PlayStation Online. They had
PS2,
the home. No, PS3 had the home.
Oh, yeah.
And you created your sim, back to the Sims again. I have a god complex, I guess. And
like virtual life.
Virtual life, yeah. And you created your character. I had my own little like condo, and I was hanging out. And with me, I play video games in a weird way. Like Grand Theft Auto, I drive the car correctly. I stop at stoplights. I make sure I pass people.
That's not the point.
It's so much fun. I don't know. I have issues. So with that, I was going and playing in this virtual world, and I went to go like hang out. I played some games by myself, and I went and sat by this fountain. This guy came up. I'm assuming it's a guy. He came up and he stood right in front of me, and then you saw the little bubble pop up, and it started typing, and I was like, oh, like this guy wants to say hi to me.
Like, oh my God,
hey, somebody's actually noticing me, and it said, suck my dick, and I was like, whoa, no. So I had to go into the mall to like get rid of this guy, which was stupid.
The virtual mall.
And I couldn't pay for the angel wings that I wanted. It was so sad because I couldn't play the games very well and couldn't get money. But the other one that I had, I was feeling a little feisty, and somebody messaged me and said, send me nudes. And I was like, all right. So I sent him a picture of nudes, which were a bunch of noodles. And he blocked me.
Because you're a prude bitch.
Yeah. I thought he wanted nudes. Like, I love some garlic and buttery noodles. Here's what I had for dinner.
Well, and that's what I wonder is when it comes to video gaming, like, is that actually a way for people to, well, I guess so, huh? Like, because there's that whole World of Warcraft of that inn that everyone goes and they kind of role play and they have, like, virtual sex in there. Like, are people really...
Do they really?
Yes. It's
I
like
do know that some people get, like, married.
It's just... No. Well, I've taken photos of people who met on World of Warcraft. But, like, there's an inn on this particular server, and if you go to it, it's like a role-playing one, and you go in and you have, like, phone sex via internet sex with people like that. And so I'm wondering, like...
This is fascinating, and I kind of want to go check it out. No, I don't.
But,
I'm signing up for World of Warcraft again.
But I'm wondering, like, I don't know if it's just the exposures that we've had, but maybe, like, are people really using that to connect in that way?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they don't like being able to talk to people like you and I are. Because I just wanted to say IR Baboon. Do you remember that show?
No.
Never mind. But I feel like there are individuals that aren't comfortable with talking to actual people per se. So this is an outlet for them.
Hold on, sorry. I know we're trying to be sensitive to that, but so they're gonna just open with "suck my dick." Like that's where I'm like,
yeah, okay.
Come on.
I thought we were going with the inn. Like I thought they were having cute romping in this inn.
I mean,
not
I don't
going
know how
to the.
Yeah. I've never been to Goldshire. I don't know if you walk in and you're like sex, and then someone shops it and like comes up and gives you gold. I don't know, but like.
Shops it.
I was actually not going to, and then my mouth said it, and I'm like, we're fucking going with it. We're doing it live. So that's what happened.
I like your suit.
But that's the thing. It's like, okay, I understand if that's a connection and that's how you want to find people, then don't open up with suck my dick. Like, I don't understand. It's like literally...
It might be because they're nervous.
Really?
Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to
Can we just... Okay, I'm nervous. I'm going to walk up to someone and just go, suck
my
my dick.
Wait,
really?
Actually, this does happen to me. You know this.
How many times has someone said suck my dick?
No, I don't... No, it happens to me as in I do this. So, what happens is I get extremely nervous. My hands start sweating. Knees weak, palms are sweaty. we're going Eminem style.
Mom spaghetti.
I'm a sweater already, Mom spaghetti. Okay, so what happens, for example, I went to Sprint.
Yeah.
And my phone was wigging out. It was literally possessed by a demon. So I was staring at it, and all of a sudden it would flicker, turn black, and not work, and then all of a sudden it'd come back like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So I was like, something's going on with my phone. I walk up to the person, and I'm telling them all the things that happened. He says, hey, we're going to have to take a look at it. It may be 2 hours or so. Come back.